And it'll also ask you to enter a security question, like your mother's maiden name, place of birth, or just put something in there that you can remember. If you do forget your PIN, there's an option that says Forget Login. If you click that, it will reset your PIN back to your birth date. You can also you can contact me or one of the other, or them, Janice, in the Academic Affairs, and we can reset your PIN. And if you have trouble logging in, please contact us, and we'll make sure that you can access this correctly. Okay, so just contact Academic Affairs Office. There's two options on here, personal information and faculty services. You can go into personal information and check make sure that we have your correct address, phone number. I've looked for some instructors' phone numbers before. I just did this last week for one, and the phone number had been put in, one of the phone numbers had been put in 1998. And I called that number, and they're like, we don't know who this person is. So that's one reason we had that other sheet asking for your contact information so we can get all that updated. It's going to be a little slow here. You can also, there's the option to change your PIN from here. Your email address. Did this to me a little bit earlier when I was trying. See if it'll connect again. Okay. Try this again. Okay, under faculty services, that's where you will go to enter your final grades. You see there's an option that says final grades. Click on that. You want to select a term. We'll look at summer quarter. Right now your summer quarter grades are due tomorrow by 3 p.m. So you need to, as soon as you get a chance, try to log into Banner Self-Serve in case you have any problems. You can notify Academic Affairs and we can help you. But you'd select summer quarter, click submit. And it's got a box up here with CRNs. And if you do the drop-down box, it lists all of your courses that are assigned to you with the CRNs. So, and I would suggest that you have your grades already recorded on something written when you get ready to do this. And because I think it's got like a 45-minute timeout period, so you need to, once you go into here, need to be able to get your grades entered within 45 minutes. So we're going to choose one of his courses, Methods of Criminal Investigation. Click Submit. Maximize that. If you scroll down, you'll see it shows each student enrolled in the class. And this column here is where you enter the grade. If you click on the drop-down box, it shows all the different grades that are available with their work ethic grade. So you just select the correct grade and put it in there. I think that was a B2. So you do that for each student. Once you have them all entered, you'll go down to the bottom and click Submit. Notice a couple of his students had a W grade. If it's got a W grade, do not change that W grade. That means the student officially withdrew. So you shouldn't change that. If it happens to have a W grade, but the student did complete your class, then you need to call us, notify us, and let us find out what happened, why that student has a W grade. They didn't officially withdraw, but completed your class. Learning support grades, you have to have an asterisk. Like if they made an A, then you've got to choose A asterisk, and then whatever the work ethic grade is, A asterisk 2. So that's a mistake that some instructors have made, and it comes back on an error report, and it has to be corrected. So please be sure in your learning support classes to put an asterisk by the letter grade. We'll go back to faculty services. You can also check your rosters in Banner Self-Serve, And this is always going to be up to date. It's pulling this directly from our database. So the printed rosters you get may not be completely accurate because the student may have dropped or added a class from the time you receive them, from the time they're printed to the time you receive them. You can go under Summary, Class List, and it shows all the students that are registered for the class. So I would suggest that you check your rosters several times during the quarter. If the day that the no-shows are due and you haven't received your printed copy, maybe you only work one day a week and sometimes they're only distributed like a day or two before they're due, you can always check Banner Web and see who's enrolled in your class and check your no-shows. So if a student's here who has not attended at all, as Ms. Johnson told you earlier, they should be marked as a no-show. If you look at this one where it says, it's got Yakisha Waters withdrew 4th day through midterm. Another mistake, I know some instructors have made, they see a W out there and they think, okay, I don't have to report this as a no-show. The student's already withdrawn. If they've got a W grade, they're still charged full tuition. If that student has a W grade, but that student did not attend, did not show up to class, did not log in to Angel, even though they have a W grade, they still should be marked as a no-show. That's an error we've seen before. You can also, if you need to email a student, see it's got an email address over here, you can click on that. Outlook's not set up, it looks like. Never mind. If it's set up, you would be able to email that student. This worked from my office. Cancel it. Sorry. Yes. Gotcha. All right. Okay. There are other options under this faculty services, but the class roster and the grades are the main ones that you would use. You could, if you forget which classes you're supposed to be teaching or what times they are, you can go under faculty detail schedule. And it will show you the classes that you're assigned to, what days they are, what room they're going to be in, that type of thing. If you don't remember what the CRN number is and need to know that, you can look here for the CRN number. Okay. All right. And the instructions on page 15 and 16 pretty much show you what I just talked about. The next couple of pages are the work ethics forms. Now, your classes, you do need to assign a work ethic grade, and I think most of you are probably already familiar with this form. The work ethic grades are 0, 1, 2, or 3. Most students will receive a 2. That's what we expect, is for students to meet expectations. These forms should be filled out for midterm and final and signed by the students. You are going to sometimes have students who exceed expectations or need improvement, and if that's the case, that needs to be documented on the work ethics evaluation form. So it will be documented. Okay. What you could do is copy this back and front and just have one sheet that students sign the back. But be sure you do the evaluation form so you have documentation if you give a student a 1, a 0, or a 3. Okay. There's 10 work ethic traits that should be covered in your classes. And I believe one instructor was saying he has a student do an essay on the work ethics. There's other options, other activities you could do. If you could talk with your mentor, the full-time faculty, and they could give you some suggestions on how to incorporate the work ethics into your classes. I'm sure most of you are already doing this, but talk to them if you need some suggestions. Yes?
Regarding these work ethics evaluation forms, I received an email regarding this form that we now have to go all the way back to the beginning of the calendar year for the school and fill these forms out on every student because I guess from what I'm told in the email, the state is requiring
don't think they need to go back for the whole, for PAR. Yeah, it's a PAR issue. We're having, okay. He asked about the work ethic grades, if he needs to go back and fill out forms.
Those forms, so we do need to go all the way back to the beginning of the calendar year for the college?
I think as long as the,
You familiar with that?
yeah, that can't be signed.
Want to address that?
I'm trying to remember exactly which ones, but I want to say, I know for sure it started in the summer quarter, but it may have even started in the spring quarter, but that was supposed to be communicated to all instructors, that they have to have these work ethic forms for their, because we're having a PAR visit in January.
Might want to summarize her answer too.
Forms when they come, so we will be audited on our work ethics forms.
Okay, so Ms.
I
Ellington,
know for sure that you gotta have them for
summer,
quarter.
okay.
And I'm thinking it was starting in the spring quarter.
Okay, Ms. Ellington was stating that on the work ethic forms, for sure you need those for summer quarter, and you may even need to go back to spring quarter. The only thing is, of course, they won't have these students now, so the students won't be available to sign them.
They
We'll
only
leave it
have
now.
to sign them though if they got a 3 or a needs improvement,
An exception.
an
Okay.
exception.
Okay. I have some more hands. Let's see.
So for your online classes, we have to fill this form out for every student?
Yes. Yes. Mhm. Online students, the form is required for online students also.
I think I have the same question she just said. So this is my first quarter teaching here at Southern Crescent, so a lot of this stuff I never heard of or seen in the email. So you're saying for this summer, this quarter, this was right to go back and complete each one? It doesn't matter if the student won't sign them?
Yes, that's true. If you gave the student something besides a 2, though, it does need to be documented. So at least be sure that you've documented on the exception form.
So, document on the exception form, but what if the student's not here for me for them to sign it?
You'll at least fill out the form, even if the student's not here to sign it, so that you'll have that documentation of why you gave the student an exception.
And we can just
So-
notate on the form that the student was an online student, is the reason they couldn't sign it.
Yeah, you can make a note that it was an online student.
Is it spring and summer or just summer?
They'll have to get clarification from where.
Let's get clarification on that, and we'll email you. If you do need spring, at least go ahead and do summer. That's one important reason for checking your email. So we'll send that out if we do need spring. Okay.
Now, are we expected to distribute these forms to our online students as well, or just do it for record keeping sake? So are we expected to scan these in and then email them to online students?
If it is an exception, the answer is yes. They have to see this. This is a document they have to see, and they need to turn you back an email saying, I have received this.
If they're receiving a 2, do we just distribute it, or do we just hold on to it for record? If we're not giving a student a 2,
I would say this is an exception.
okay, only exception.
Yeah, she asked if she had to distribute this to all the online students. Ms. Kitchens was stating if they were getting an exception. If they're not getting a 2, they're getting a 0, 1, or 3, then yes, that should be distributed to the online students. But if they're given a 2, you don't have to.
Where do we return these? Who gets these staff here?
Keep it. They can
You can keep it with your records, yes.
Summarize that one, Carol.
Okay. She asked about the records, and the answer is that the instructor would keep those records.
I was just gonna say, in my online classes, I have a midpoint work ethics assignment, and, they have to click the assignment, and they have to type in how they feel they're doing so far, and then I assign